Hey there guys, I'm Vile Self. I've got another commentary for you on Black Ops 2 today. Got the map uplink going on here, some team deathmatch. This is a follow-up to my last commentary, which was top 10 reasons why I'm not interested in Xbox One. This is the top 10 reasons why I am interested in the PS4. I am a Sony fan. You might call me a Sony fanboy, but I feel like I have good reasons to be a fan of Sony. Um, I do favor Sony when it comes to consoles over Microsoft and Nintendo, even though Nintendo and Microsoft both have their fair share of great consoles and great games. I tend to side with Sony for my own reasons, and I feel my opinion should be respected just like I respect yours. So, without further ado, here are my top 10 reasons on why I am looking more forward towards the PlayStation 4. Number 1. They listened from the beginning. Not just to the fans, but to the developers and everybody in between. They made it very clear, Sony that is, that they were listening to people. They wanted to know what people wanted in the next gen console, what they wanted to be able to do. You know, the sky was the limit. They said, you know, tell us what you want and we will give it to you. So through the feedback from mostly the developers, I would say, but through the feedback of the developers and probably a lot of fan feedback as well, Sony came out with this console, and to me it just seems like a gamer's dream. As a gamer, you know what I mean, not somebody that's looking for an extra cable box or someone or a console to Skype on or something like that. As a gamer, I feel like that they're really hitting the mark with the PlayStation 4, and for that reason I'm very excited. Reason number 2, superior hardware. I mentioned this in my last video. The differences might not be huge, but they're there. The PlayStation 4 has better hardware. It's slightly capable of producing better graphics and smoother gameplay. So that's a slight reason, but it's still a reason to get me more excited for the PlayStation 4 as opposed to the Xbox One. Reason number 3, more innovative controller. Now, controllers are a very subjective thing where, you know, basically if you're playing Xbox 360 now, you're gonna love the Xbox 360 controller, you're gonna favor it, and if you're playing Sony PlayStation 3 right now, you're gonna favor the PlayStation controller. It's simple as that, but what I'm talking about here now is the innovation of the controller. Now I know that the Xbox One controller got a complete overhaul. 40 improvements. That controller, I will admit, that controller looks absolutely beautiful. It looks smooth, it looks comfortable. The rumbles and the triggers sound pretty fucking cool. The way they work, how like if you're driving around a corner in a racing game and your back rear tire, right tire goes off the tarmac a little bit, you're gonna feel it on your right trigger. So it's all pressure sensitive like that and linked to the game in that way, which is that's very cool in my opinion. However, the addition of the touchpad on the PS4 controller is something that's got me very intrigued. And although we haven't seen much done with it yet, there was a small example I saw where, and this might not seem like a big deal, it's not even a big deal to me, I just thought it was kind of cool how they included this, but it was when I was watching the Blacklight Retribution stream, and they were talking a bit about the controller, and they were in a menu where this guy was choosing his class loadout, and the other guy said, you know, does that touchpad do anything? And he says, yeah, and he starts rubbing his finger on it, and as he moves his finger, the gun on the screen was rotating and turning and stuff like that, so we can actually use that touchpad to manipulate what's on the screen. And I'm just really hoping that developers really use the touchpad to you know, get those features in these games, because I mean, if you can't use a touchpad, if it's going to be just a little an extra thing that you don't use, then that's when it becomes a gimmick. That's when it becomes something that nobody really cares about. But I'm hoping, especially for the exclusive titles, that these Sony developers will incorporate the touchpad into their gameplay and, you know, make it something that people will use and enjoy and make it actually worth having on the controller. Either way, I'm excited about it. Reason number 4, aesthetically pleasing design with no bulky power supply. This console looks nice. It is sleek, it is small, it's compact, you can stand it up, you can lay it down, it's got a nice crisp line of, it's like a little LED light going down the side. It looks nice. You know, it's got all the fans in the back, USBs in the back, USBs in the front. Not much more to say about that. The console looks nice. Reason number 5, you're getting more value at $400 for the console. The online pass is only $50 a year, which is $10 cheaper than the competitor. We all know the console is $100 cheaper than the competitor. The console at launch is gonna have 8 or 9 free games right off the bat that you can download and play for free. And most of these games don't even require a PlayStation Plus membership to play, like PlanetSide 2. And if you don't know what PlanetSide 2 is, I personally don't know a lot about it, but I do know it's like 2,000 players online at the same time, like in one match. Crazy huge online multiplayer. Sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait to play it. Warframe looks awesome. Drive Club is free with PlayStation Plus, although it is a dumbed down version. But there's several games that are just free. Like, who doesn't want free games? You get a lot of value for your $400, including the superior hardware. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. Reason number 6, there's been more games announced. The numbers might be a little off now, but the last time I checked, there was about 65 games announced for the PlayStation 4 compared to about 4950 announced for the Xbox One. Now, a lot of those Xbox One games are also Kinect games, which don't really appeal to many of the core gamers. So you gotta weigh out that too. You're gonna have a lot more options within the first year, 2 years to play on the PlayStation 4 than you are gonna be able to play on the Xbox One. That's something that has got me more excited about it. Reason number 7, the PS Vita integration. Now, I don't have a PS Vita, but I am highly considering getting one because being able to play your PS4 games on your handheld, vice versa, use it as a controller, second screen, whatever, sounds pretty sweet. I don't know much about the Vita. I'm not much of a handheld guy, but this is the one thing that might make me turn into a handheld gamer. I mean, a lot of times when I'm at work, if I'm on a lunch break or something like that, I wish I had something to play. I can't bring my PlayStation to work or anything like that, so I'm stuck to using my smartphone. But having a Vita wouldn't be too bad. Reason number 8, no forced peripherals. I don't want the PlayStation Eye, so I'm not going to buy it. It's not included with the console. I don't have to buy it. No big deal. Thank you, Sony, for not making me buy this piece of crap that I don't want. Alright, so I just ran out of gameplay here, so before I continue, I'm going to switch to some other gameplay. I'm just going to put on stabbing, knife montage, tomahawks, whatever, while I finish off my commentary here. So, number 9 is this time around, the Sony console is much easier to develop for. No more bad ports. We all know that the PS3 was notoriously bad for developers to make games for. I mean, the exclusives worked fine, they worked great, but any cross-platform games, Call of Duty is a big one, that always worked better on the Microsoft console than it did on the Sony console. And the reason for that was because the Sony console was difficult for the developers to utilize all of the 7 cores that was inside the PS3. I don't know all the technical mumble jumble personally. I'd be lying if I tried to make it up. All I know is they had a hard time with it, and for that reason, we got some poorly ported games. This time around, though, I've been reading articles from several different sources on several different sites, several different times about several different games. The PS4 is a dream to develop for, according to developers. So I'm very glad about that. We won't be seeing any more bad ports. Hopefully, Call of Duty and other cross-platform games will run just as smoothly on one console as they do on the other. I have no idea what the development thing is on Xbox One. I haven't really heard anybody say it's great or bad or anything like that. But I do know that these guys they're making their games on high-end PCs and then very easily porting them to the PS4 with no problems whatsoever. So that's got me excited. Number 10, my 10th and most final reason as to why I am excited about the PS4 is that to this date, Sony has had more success as a gaming company thus far. The polls and the hype show that this time around, they're going to do very well again. For an example, I mean, the PlayStation 1, the first PlayStation, has sold 103 million units. Okay? The PlayStation 2 is the top selling console of all time with 155 million units sold. The PS3, 78 million units sold. Now, if you compare that to the Microsoft consoles, now they only have two consoles, and they started in, when did Xbox come out? 2000, 2001? Xbox, the original Xbox, only sold 24 million consoles. Okay, so that's only a fraction of anything that the PlayStation is, that the Sony is, consoles have sold. The 360 has also sold 78 million, like the PS3. They're pretty much on par sales wise. However, Xbox 360 did come out a year before, so it has a year's worth of sales more than the PS4. So Sony averages about 18 million units a year since 1994, whereas Microsoft averages about 8.5 million units a year over the past 12 years. So take that for what it's worth. It really doesn't mean a whole lot, but I'm just saying that as a console creator, as a gaming company, Sony has had more success in gaming than Microsoft has, and I think, the expression "numbers don't lie" speaks for themselves. To me, Sony's just a better company when it comes to gaming. They have their ups and downs. They had their bad press. They've overcome it all. And I think that they have more hype and more positivity going into this next console war. And I think it's for good reason. So those are my 10 reasons, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you agree. Please like and subscribe if you dig my video. That's about it. Tell me what your guys' thoughts are. Tell me if you guys want the PS4. Tell me if you guys want the Xbox One. Maybe you're getting both. Maybe you're getting none. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Vile Self out.